Let's learn to make major scale horizontally on one string. So the overview of this session is we will learn major scale using numbers 1 through 7. You will learn how important it is to remember number 3 and 4 and number 7 and 1. And then you will apply the major scale on one string. So, major scale is the foundation of music theory of Western harmony. It's like the queen of the scales. It's a sequence of seven tones or notes that follow a specific pattern, whole step and half step. In other words, there is a certain distance between the individual notes, and the distance is either small, that's the half step, or big, that's the whole step. And we will use numbers that will make it really easy for us. The major scale it's derived from a chromatic scale. A chromatic scale is basically all the tones that are going one after another and starting and ending with the same note but the octave higher. So, for example, it's a C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, A sharp, B, and C again. That's chromatic scale of a C. And if you don't know this, you can go to my music theory crash course and learn it there. There is a screencast video with the image of piano, and I go really slowly through everything. So, as I mentioned, we will use numbers 1 through 7, and the numbers are the tones of the scale, and they are also the degrees of the scale. So, the W here up means the whole step, and the H means the half step. And there is the distance between the tones. It's either big, which is whole step, or it's small, which is a half step. Now you need to remember that between 3 and 4 and between 7 and 1, the distance is small. There is only a half step between them. So on the guitar, it means it's just the next fret. So from number 1 till 2, it's a whole step. So this number 1 is basically just the plucked string. It's the open E string. And if you go whole step from there, you will use the second fret on the guitar. So from 1 till 2, it's a whole step. From 2 till 3, it's a whole step. But from 3 till 4, it's a half step. So you will use the next fret. Then from 4 to 5, it's a whole step. From 5 to 6, it's a whole step. And from 6 till 7, it's a whole step. And then it's only half step again. And then the 1 and 1 is the same tone. So this is basically the major scale. You can do that anywhere. You can start with any fret, any tone, and you create the scale of that tone by simply following the numbers, the sequence of the numbers, and knowing that between 3 and 4 and 7 and 1, you going to the next fret. It's just a small distance, half step interval. So for example, the one here is the A string. So by using these numbers, and following the right distance between them, you create a A major scale. Now you can practice this just by using three numbers, three tones, and it's just to make sure you internalize and remember the distance. So you can maybe grab your guitar and just pick any random number in your head, place it anywhere, and try to follow the interval. So you can give number 6 to F sharp and do 6, 7, 1. Or you can put 6 somewhere else and do 6, 7, 1. Or you do 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 2. Just any numbers You can of course do hold the scale, but just get accustomed, get used to the distance between the numbers. Because when we gonna do scale across all the strings, you will need this as well. That's it for this session. So the takeaway, basically, we'll repeat it again. There is whole step between all the numbers except 3 and 4 and 7 and 1. So that was easy. Next step is to make the scale across all the strings. It's a little more complicated, but once you grasp it, it's also easy. So see you next time.